everybody, welcome back. I'm Jackson and this is my channel, and today I'm going to be ranking all 4 Toy Story films from the best to the best. The reason I say that is because all of these films are these perfectly well-made movies that have no flaws, maybe 1 or 2, but other than that, they are super good movies, so we're going to rank them from best to best. Before we start, just want to point out, yes, I am in a different location. I actually mentioned that in my Toy Story 4 review. You can go check that out. I dive deeper into why I have a new location. But without all that said, let's go ahead and rank all these movies from the worst to the best. So let's get into it. Coming in at last place for me, I'm actually going to go with Toy Story 2. Now, as much as I know lots of people really love this film, I do too. The only reason it's in last place is because, well, something had to be last. This film touches on every level you would want, as well as introducing us to this weird villain who's not really a villain. He's just stealing toys because he wants to put them in museums, restoring what they were really made for. But then again, isn't that why they made Toy Story 3, restoring what the Toy Story franchise was? Anyway, moving on from that, I honestly think they do a really good job with Toy Story 2. Stinky Pete, he's probably the most weakest character of the film. But other than that, we have some great character developments in Woody, Buzz, Bullseye, Jessie. We got this great emotional backstory scene for Jessie. Everything about this film works perfectly. The only reason it's last place is because something had to be last. And honestly, rewatching all of these films to go see Toy Story 4, out of all of them, Toy Story 2 was the one I didn't click to as much as I did with the other Toy Stories. So for that, it comes in at last place. At number 3, I'm gonna go with Toy Story 3, a great way to return from the original and second Toy Story. The reason that this isn't entirely first, because I know people say this is the absolute best, and it pains me to put this at 3rd place because I absolutely love this film. I think it does such a good job of ending off the Toy Story line. But that's the thing. It wasn't until the first 5 minutes of Toy Story 4 when I learned that Toy Story 3 was into the Andy storyline, but it wasn't the end to our toys. Really, it was just a new beginning to our toys. We needed to dive deeper. So for me, when I first saw it, I thought it was the best Toy Story. It clicks on all the emotional levels, perfect ending to the Toy Story franchise. But then the first 5 minutes of Toy Story 4 was when it occurred to me that this was just the end to the Andy storyline and really a new beginning to the Toy Story line. Other than that, you got some great character development, as well as introducing us to the Sunnyside daycare area and our introduction to Bonnie for the first time, as well as giving us probably the most emotional backstory villain in Lotso. Everything about this film works so perfectly. It pains me to put it in 3rd place, but for me, it comes in at 3rd place. Our runner-up is going to be Toy Story. The original Toy Story does such an amazing job of starting this franchise. You have some great plot points here and there. You got some great character development in Woody, as well as some great fish out of water comedy with Buzz. Everything about this movie works. The reason it's not entirely in 1st place and it's in 2nd place is because I have different opinions. By the way, before we get to, there's not much to say about this film except it does such a perfect job. Buzz, he is probably one of he's probably honestly the character, in the character in this franchise that has the biggest backstory in development. Moving on from there, you also get the biggest psychopathic maniac villain in Sid. Everything about this film works, but it comes in 2nd place because, well, you're about to see. But at number 1 for me is going to be Toy Story 4. When I first heard they were making this film, I was as cynical and skeptical as possible. I was like, no, Toy Story 3 ended it so well. Why are they going to go ruin it with Toy Story 4? But throughout the first 5 minutes, I realized Toy Story 3 was just the ending to the Andy storyline. But it was a new beginning for the Toy Story line. This film gives us this whole big new story for the toys, as well as Woody finding what his place is now that he's not Bonnie's favorite toy. It just works perfectly, especially for me, who is a big fan of the Toy Story franchise, and that emotional ending that sends off the Toy Story franchise. Everything about this film works. It tops the first one for me. So anyway, this is just my ranking. I honestly just think Toy Story 4 is the best of the franchise. But anyway, this is just my ranking. Please be respectful of my ranking down in the comments. Also, please feel free to leave your ranking down in the comments. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. And anyway, peace out.